What's up, guys? It's Apollo here. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome back to Thrones of Britannia. This battle is my very first subscribers battle replay. I'm really excited to see how this one turns out, especially because this is a battle of philosophy. You're going to see quality versus quantity. What should you bring? Should you bring more of a quantity force and just use, use like numbers to wear down your enemy, or use a very quality, very skilled army and rely on that skill to slice through all those numbers? It's going to be really fun to see how this plays out. So it's a 2 versus 2 with large armies, so it's kind of like a 4v4 because there's so many units. And check this out. The allies, or I'm sorry, not the allies, the defenders are using quantity. They have 9,000, almost 10,000 troops on their side. And the attackers are using, obviously, quality with 6,000 troops on their side. So let's go ahead and look at this settlement real quick. It kind of gives me the Helm's Deep vibe. I know obviously it's much larger. It doesn't look anything like it, but it's the tiered system that kind of really gives me that vibe. You got the first tier here, the second tier, and then of course most importantly the third tier. And this is so badass. They've got this great location, and they can look over the bottom tier here, and they can really support with some archers from so far away, which is going to be really exciting. Real quick shout out to this tactic right here. The Norse pushed up a ton of their archers, and they're using fire arrows to quickly burn the catapults that are defending. This is a tactic that's really effective, and you don't see it too often, so I really wanted to show you this. Anyways, let's look at the armies and army comps now before we get into too juicy of situations. Same thing over here is ally burning down watchtowers and the gate with fire arrows. So that's really cool tactics to see there. Now again, by taking out the defenses, you waste ammo instead of killing troops, but well, it might be more effective taking out the towers. Also, I like the fact how this player has retreated behind the ridge line, and it's protecting his troops. A couple of them dead here. Anyways, Northumbria, one of the defending forces, has a very balanced build between really everything: archers, axemen, swordsmen, and cav. Again, most of his troops are about medium tier, low tier, some high tier in there, but it's a very more medium tier, again, quantity focused army. His ally, which is Mide or Mede or Midi, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Someone can correct me so I can hopefully say it right in the future videos. He's going even more so quantity. So that's going to be really intriguing how he takes on his opponent here, which is the Norse, who's going extremely quality. Look at all the gold chevrons. He's got just tons of berserkers, which is going to be, I know it's going to be hard to control those guys, but he's got the mailed archers, berserkers, huskarls. He is bringing an onager, which is taking some damage here, but he still has one. And then he's got, oh, whoa. Joms Vikings? What an interesting name. I've never seen elite sword infantry. Wow. Okay. So yeah, he's got really skilled units. And the Welsh, again, going with that quality. Now, the Welsh infantry does not compare to most factions. They're more focused on their cav and their longbows, especially their longbows. But still, these are elite units, and they should do just fine in battle against a more medium tier army that, even though the army they're facing or the faction they're facing is pretty skilled with infantry, it's still medium tier, and he still has his elite tier with some gold chevrons. So again, look at all the gold chevrons. That is crazy. So here we go. I love this. Look at this. Look how perfect this is. He's got him in shield castle. Not a single arrow is landing. Now, I don't recommend you use fire ammo in this situation, but it does give us a good view on how the arrows are completely missing. And even if they do hit, they're not going to do that much damage. So that's really cool to see. I like that tactic. It's really clever. Don't use the walls. Use the hillside. Much better. I think he's doing it over here as well. Let's go back and do normal speed. And we're going to finally get our first into the fray wall attack here. The berserkers dropping the bridge. They're going to run across. And yeah, the Norse berserkers are going to be the first ones to go in. Enemies at the walls. And they're taking on a pretty crappy unit. I think they're like Kern troops. Let's see. Yeah, Kern Axemen. They're not going to last long against these berserkers. But maybe that's his strategy. Maybe he's just trying to make the berserkers go berserk. Because that's the thing about berserkers. It's a good and bad thing that they go berserk. Because it's less you have to micro, because they'll just go to the next enemy and attack them. But they might put themselves in a very crappy situation, like oh my god, that guy just got flipped over his shield. But they might charge archers that are heavily protected, and they might just get shot down by all the archers. But just like that, the Kieran Axemen are fleeing from the front line. We got even more berserkers. Oh no, I'm sorry, these are Huskarls scaling the walls, and again, same thing. These guys are gonna cut through these guys like a hot knife through butter. Oh, I could go for some biscuits right now. Biscuits and gravy. Anyways, yeah, he's not gonna have any difficulty. Look, he's even just running right by them. You see that? Wow. He doesn't even care to fight them. There he goes. Now he's turning back to deal with them. He's got all his infantry lined up, ready to go, and he is just destroying this outer defense. Now, to be fair, I don't think these guys are planning to hold here. You can see that he still has a ton of reserves near the second tier, and even here, I think he should fall back and just defend this inner part. Let's go over here where the Welsh are unfortunately going through the gate. Okay, so that was the Norse who captured the gate. The Welsh are still trying to capture this gate, and the gate just kills so many of your troops. Honestly, guys, I would avoid the gate at all. Like, unless you're desperate for another way to attack. Even if you are desperate, I would avoid it. I would rely on the siege towers, because the gate can get a little buggy. For example, let me slow it down and explain this. It can get a little buggy because sometimes the pathfinding screws up, and instead of using arrow towers, they all just blob through the gate, and it kills a lot of your men. I mean, look at all the men he lost. So this is not good for his... I mean, especially if you're going with quality over quantity, you do not have the men to spare dying to oil like that. You need your men to die in close combat. Alright, sorry about that little edit there, guys. I am unfortunately having some pretty bad crashing problems with my subscriber battle replays. That is why I haven't been uploading as many battles. I've been doing a lot of the campaign. I don't know why this is happening, but I don't know. I really don't know I've tried a lot of different things, but thankfully I can just kind of edit the parts together. If it crashes again, I'm just going to have to fast forward to the point where it crashed and just edit it in like I did with this edit. But fingers crossed, it doesn't crash anymore. But I am kind of glad it did crash, because I noticed something I didn't notice the first time, which is this massive amount of cav from the defenders that are mobilizing. So I was wondering what he was going to do with the cav. We've got tier 1 cav and tier 3 cav. So we got elite and somewhat crappy cav moving out. Let's see if they can get the Welsh by surprise. Another thing that I noticed that I didn't originally, the Welsh only have 1 siege tower. The rest are just rams. I don't know why you brought, or anyone would bring this ungodly amount of rams to the battle, but because of that, is really going to suffer, because he's not going to be able to attack multiple points, and the Welsh are going to lose a lot here. Their quality troops are going to lose to less quality troops. Over on this side, this faction actually charged the Norse. So oh my god, look at this scene right here, this epic battle scene. So instead of holding back here, he charged in all of his men, you know, the troops who were stationed right here. I guess he was trying to get a charge bonus. I don't know how effective it was. It doesn't seem like it was too effective, because these Norse axemen are ridiculous. And again, the best way to take them out, use your archers. Rely on those archers. Now, he does have some archers back here. No, these are javelins, so they're going to wait until they're a little bit closer. But if I'm the Norse, I'm helping my Welsh. I'm not charging the second tier. You've got to get over there and support your ally, just so he can clear out this area, and that's the best option. Now the cav has approached the enemy, the Welsh cav, the defending cav, the Kern Raiders have pushed up and now throwing some javelins at the enemy. They also have a good charge. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, this is this is a skirmish cav. So they're not going to go in and like be brutally like, you know, do brutal charges. They're going to go in and skirmish them down a bit. And look at this. Nice little turn there by the Welsh, but very fast reaction by Maid or Mead. I wish I could, you know, pronounce the name right, but I'll just call them the blue faction for now. I'm sorry, guys. Just to avoid the words are hard. Also, my voice is a little messed up. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sick. It might be a oh my god. Words are hard, dang it. It might be a humidity. It's a humanity thing. I can't take it. No. Humidity. It's very dry out. That might be why. I don't know. I need a drink of water. I need help, guys. I mean, geez, that was bad. All right. Anyways, the Welsh are continuing to push and try to take out this cav. Where is Northumbria? Here they come. They're coming in with their cav reinforcements to support their ally. Let's see if they fully commit here. I love how there's this epic cav fight going on the outskirts of the settlement, or the outer, you know, perimeter of the settlement. Okay, so are the Norse? The Norse are not. Look at this. The Norse are just moving on to the next part of the defense. They are not sending anyone over to help his Welsh allies. Very, very questionable decision. You've got to help your ally in that situation because he is not breaking through. Come on. And he's got his archers trying to fire back at the javelins, trying to silence the defending javelins. Let's see. I send these troops back. Like to your ally. Send one unit could make the difference. But the Welsh are starting to make some progress here, which is good. Because I don't know how many lives have been lost to oil. But they did capture the gates, so they're not going to have to worry about the oil anymore. Right now, they're just worrying about this cav. And the Welsh cav seem to be doing decent. Honestly, just get your army inside the settlement, and you don't have to worry about this cav. At least for now. You know, just have one unit in reserve to defend the flank, and that should hold up the cav for a good amount of time. Oh, he sent... Oh, yeah. For a second, I thought this was infantry. No. Yeah, he's just fighting his cav with his own cav. Look at this, though. Sneaky cav tactic. I think he's going for the archers. The longbows. He's going to try to get a good charge over here on them. And he certainly does. But how many will die against skirmish cav? Probably not a ton. Now the longbows are grouping up, trying to take out these guys as quickly as possible. And we are now down to about 20 minutes left in this battle replay. And the Norse, this Norse army comp is very one-dimensional, but it's looking like it's pretty effective. It's looking like they're slicing through these guys like no big deal. They've got to get these archers going. By the way, guys, there's no reserve infantry back here. There's nobody holding this area except a general. So I think this is right here where they're going to make their stand. Now is the time. I mean, he could send units around this way and try to flank around the Norse. The Norse have... I'm just kind of looking around. It seems like they committed most of their troops in this area. There we go. More and more troops pushing up. The Norse trying to quickly break through these guys. The faster they can cut through them, the faster they'll close the distance between them and skirmishing units. And here we go. Northumbria, this is what I'm talking about. Sending their archers over to take out the Norse warriors. This is what they need to do. Those Norse are vulnerable to archer fire, especially the mailed Huskarls, because they have no shields. They have those massive axes. I'm having some frame rate issues. I definitely need to upgrade my graphics card. That might be the reason. It's a little bit better now. But yeah, I need to get the 1080. Right now I've got a 970. And the reason I don't have a 1080 is because during that mining phase, everybody's mining for Bitcoins or whatever. So I just couldn't get one at a reasonable price. But I think I'm going to be able to get one here soon, which is exciting because I'm ready to upgrade that part of my PC. Everything else in my PC is like top notch, just the graphics card. Because I've recently built this PC like less than like 4 months ago. Like it's really not too long ago. Wow, enemy general dead. The Norse general has been killed in battle, and that's going to be a huge loss to the morale of the Norse. But the Norse have killed so many. If we look at the kills here, look at the difference now in numbers. Look at that difference. It's only 1,000. And the defenders had, what, they had like 3,000 more troops than the attackers, something like that. So now the attackers seem to be doing well. The Welsh need to break through here, man. It's killing me. I want them to get through here, but they've got troops breaking left and right. And as soon as I thought they were going to take this one, Northumbria is holding down the fort. They're holding down the fort. He's got 3 units of archers using fire arrows, which is smart. He's trying to scare the Welsh soldiers, trying to get them to break, but that does also cause negative effects to your nearby troops as well. So you got to be careful you don't kill your own troops. It will hurt their morale, obviously. Come on. This is I'm still upset that the Norse did not send even just 1 unit over here to support his Welsh ally. Instead, he's gonna keep pushing. Look at this. The Jum Vikings and the Berserkers going ham, guys. Look at this. Just keep on pushing. Like, nothing can stop this force. Though the more they fight, the weaker they're getting. And Northumbria's got to do something. There we go. They are falling back. The troops are falling back to the final stand. Northumbria has been holding back his Huscarls this whole time. So he's going to be able to match up against those Vikings pretty effectively. And also, these guys are healthier. They're fresher. They're ready to go. So the Norse, they're like a powerful... It's like a steam... It's just like a train that is just chugging along. It won't be stopped. But the further they go, the weaker the train gets. And eventually, it's going to turn into dust. Eventually, this force will die unless he supports his ally. Get the Welsh up there. The Welsh are getting chewed up by Cav. Oh my god. Northumbria going in with the Cav, the scout horsemen, trying to take out the Welsh infantry. Thankfully, the scout horsemen are not that good, and the Welsh are going to be able to clean them up quite a bit. But the Welsh are kind of stuck. They're kind of surrounded at this point, and there's not good synergy between the Norse and the Welsh. Imagine if they supported each other in this assault. Imagine if instead of directly going, I mean, even basically the Norse could have attacked this area right away. Look at the aftermath of this fight. Just ridiculous. But they could have attacked this area right away, but also send 2, 3 units over here to help his Welsh ally, and that would have cleaned up this defense. And then they could have pushed together and caused even more chaos. But the Norse are going to clear out this area. They're very depleted at this point, though. The balance of power still in favor of the attackers. The numbers are even closer now. 2,700 to 2,400. So it's not the attackers are doing poorly. They're doing fine. I just think they could be doing better because of a few mistakes here and there. But it's always easy to be, you know, an armchair general, to sit back and you know, be a backseat gamer and you know, criticize gameplay. I mean, again, I'm not trying to be harsh. It's always easier to look at a battle and, you know, see how it plays out and make decisions when you're not actually playing. It's good, what I'm trying to say. And people tell me that all the time. It's like, Apollo being, it's like, yeah, it's easy for you to say because you're not in the battle playing at that time. It's like, well, yeah, I know, but that's like my job, right? I just commentate on good and bad tactics. But the Welsh, man, what the heck is going on? Look at the massive rout here. He's got too many troops blobbed up here. Where are the Norse? There we go. They're finally breaking through. But even if these Welsh break through here, they're going to be so depleted and so, like, morality is going to be low, guys. The morale is already low. And it's just, they lost way too many at the gate. That's the biggest thing I got to say to the Welsh. Bring more siege towers. Bring more siege towers, and you'll do a lot better than being held up at you know, at this gate. But finally, they're going to break through. They've got Welsh kind of flanking around the Northumbrian soldiers holding the gate, but You know, Northumbria should not be ashamed. They held this gate for a very long time, and they did a lot of damage to the Welsh. But the Norse now moving in alone, not even waiting for his ally. What is, like, you've got to work together with your teammates. You've got to. Now, he's got his archers set up here, but I think his archers are out of ammo. He might be trying to use them as a meat shield. He might be charging them in first. I love this defense here. Instead of just holding this this little opening, he's actually sent troops out, and that's gonna help set up some nice archer fire down. And I hope that these archers hold fire until they're dangerously close. He's also got a lot of javelin men as well. Settlement starting to burn. That's another thing the Vikings really need to, or the Norse should really focus on burning down these buildings. My God, Northumbria, which I can't even see their troops anymore, somehow still, oh, they got berserkers. That's why the berserkers are holding the gate. Oh my God, and look at all the Welsh fleeing from the few elite berserkers of Northumbria. Look at the chain route here. And this could have all been avoided if the Norse sent over reinforcements.
See, they flee before our might.
Defeat these guys, Welsh. Break through. They've got berserkers up here. 23 berserkers they're going to have to deal with. They still have a lone berserker. You can't even see him. There he is. He's right there. Look at this lone berserker holding this gate. They just can't kill him. Good old Attila engine. They fight him one at a time like a bunch of idiots. Oh, there he goes. He's dead. He fight to the death, though. That is insane. And finally, the Welsh are going to make it up there. And I think the Norse are winning, which is great to see. They've got to wait for their allies, and this is going to be the epic matchup. The balance of power is fairly close. The numbers, wow. The numbers actually shifted a ton because I believe the Welsh were breaking pretty quickly near that gate, so they lost a lot of men there. So now, I mean, it was getting close. It was like a difference of a couple hundred. Now, it's not 1,000, but it's close. It's like 600 or so difference between the attackers and defenders. So I think the Welsh are going to go ahead and get their troops over towards the Norse. The Norse burning more buildings down. They haven't done enough damage. Well, they hurt the supplies and melee skill, -1 by 5%. They're now moving up troops. Why is he not waiting? You just got to be patient, man. You got to wait for your ally. It baffles me that they have no synergy here. And look at all of the dead Welsh. Look at this. Oh my God. There we go. They killed the berserkers. Welsh, you got to go. And they're going to be tired. They're going to be depleted. They're going to be exhausted. And by the time they get up here, I bet the Norse are going to be dead. The Norse they don't have enough troops. It's the great charge of the Norse swordsmen, thirsty for blood. You know, especially because they have a lot of berserkers. Once you send them in the fight, they're in the fight. You know, they're not going to retreat. They've broken through a little bit. Look at that. That's a smart move there by the Norse. Broken through, going after these archers. Really smart play there. Now just flank around. Flank around and support your infantry. He's got archers, all archers on this side. Focusing their fire on some berserkers. Oh, wow, they're going to flank around these guys instead. I would have focused the flank on this side. Just break through on this side really quickly. And the Norse are wavering, guys. The berserkers are tired. They've been fighting for so long. That's why I think berserkers is more of a support unit rather than a frontline unit. Because they're smaller units and they're just berserk. They're crazy. And now we got a counter flank by the Huscarls. And now the tables have turned. The Norse are surrounded. Look at this archer fire being relentless on the berserkers over here. And the Welsh are just so far away. So far away. Why did they not wait? Why did the Norse not support the Welsh? It was almost like they were trying to betray each other, or they had a bet who could get to the very top of the settlement first would win extra turkey or chicken legs. I don't know. They didn't have turkeys, right? They've got to break through over here. But even if they do, there's tons of troops waiting for them. The numbers now, oh yeah, it's looking even better. It's looking even better for the defenders. There we go. The Norse have broken through, but the Berserker's going berserk. Turn around. Oof. Look at those relentless arrows. And the Welsh are, they've got longbows too. But a lot of the longbows died because of the very strategic cav play that happened outside the settlement. Let's just hope that he saved some of his ammo for a moment like this, where he's got the final stand. You got to really soften up the defenses. Oh my God, Norse is gone. Norse is gone. Could you imagine if the Welsh and Norse, you know, worked together? The Berserkers working with the Welsh spearmen. They would survive for a much longer time. Here comes the Welsh, going for this final stand. Berserkers going back into the fight, those brave souls. Their heads going through their shields. The only good news about the Norse attacking early, like the only good thing, is that the defenders are using a lot of their ammo on small targets and possibly getting a lot of friendly fire. Oh, now we got some javelin men leaving their defenses. Wow, they are getting bold. Defenders getting very bold here. And the Welsh are running this whole time. I mean, it looks awesome seeing them like this trail here, but it's gonna be a disaster. They're gonna be so tired by the time they get up there. Here's the defense. These men holding bravely. And look at Northumbria pushing, clearing up these Welsh. Just clearing them up. But I love the look of this defense. It looks fantastic. And now we have a cav charge coming down. Look at the Welsh are already wavering. Look how exhausted. Well, actually they're fresh. Wow. That's actually really surprising. The troops are still fresh. But he needs to spread out his men. He needs to spread them out. This is a perfect target for archers. There we go. Now the javelins firing down. Oh no, these are actually archers. Look at that, guys. In Northumbria committing his infantry because he wants to keep them blobbed up. He doesn't want them to spread out. And that's a good aggressive play. His allies should just charge down too. Just like keep them blobbed up. Now he does have some forces around the center. They're walking forward. Moving forward. I don't know, guys. I think the defenders have this one. The balance is now in their favor. They're down to less than a... No, the attackers are down to less than 1,000. Yep. It's got some troops charging in here, slowing down these longbows. Welsh trying to quickly get their men. Looks like they're kind of marching in shield wall of some sort. A very defensive position. Or our stance. There we go. Nice little flank. Get around these guys. Come on. Get around them. I thought he was going to flank around. That would have been a good move to take out these archers quickly. Yeah, the warriors fleeing from the battle, but they're just archers. They're just there to slow them down. They're expected to die. But they've got a tough. Oh, look at this. Northumbria just cannot wait. Just charge down this hill. I think they've got it. Just give them your all. Charge! That's cool. That was an epic charge. Welsh setting up last of their spear guard.
They are leaving the field. Smash them! See, they flee before our might.
Yeah, just get there. We go. No, that's Northumbria again charging down there. This is the warlord's companions. Northumbria just does not. There we go. Now his allies going in. Thank God. Just keep pushing. The Welsh trying to send up more troops into the front line, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. It's now 1,400 against 623. And this is the epic, basically, climax of the battle. Right here. Who's going to win this one?
Roll over them.
Nice. Archers firing once again into this big Welsh blob. Welsh should really try to disperse his troops here. He's got 4 units in the same area. Try to get around. Try to flank around these Huscarls. Now his archers are going in. That tells me that they're out of ammo. I assume they're out of ammo, those longbows, because those longbows would be very, very helpful in this situation. There we go. There we go. They broke the Huscarls. He's got to get reinforcements up there. Go, Welsh. Go. Charge. Before your men break. There we go. Here comes the Welsh. Hey, and we've got 1:40 left. It hasn't crashed again, which is really good. I might have just jinxed myself, but hopefully not. That would be hilarious. Nice little charge by the foreign warriors, which I assume is like a Huscarl unit. Yeah, lots of breaking going on here. The Welsh just do not have the manpower. They do not have the strength to take out this final stand. And I think the attackers could have easily have won this battle if only the Norse. Two issues from both attacking players, right? Wait, hold on. This is actually hold on. This is actually pretty close. Look at that. This is oddly coming down to the wire. But I don't think they're gonna be able to take it. Yeah, the spears are good at staying alive, but not good at killing. And we got some Huscarls going to the flank.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Yeah, there we go. So I think the 2 major mistakes, the Welsh should have brought more siege towers, and the Norse should have supported the Welsh after clearing out the first area of this defense. There we go. Massive push by the defenders. And guess what, guys? The defenders win. Isn't that a joy? We got a Pyrrhic victory for Northumbria and their allies. So let's end the replay. Look at the results here. So this is a great battle. Really enjoyed this one. This was sent in by Obch0319. I slaughtered your name, but thank you so much for the battle. Battle replay is ally Randy Chicken. Then we got Zerprud, and Legrand. So those are the players. Here are the kills, guys. You can see who did really well. 700 kills with the Huscarls. Wow. Or no, Berserkers. Oh my God. That's got to be the highest. Another Berserker, 500. Those are all the Berserkers holding the main gate against the Welsh. So that was awesome. Over here, nothing too crazy high. But again, he went with that quantity 208 with some cav. That's pretty good. The Norse, I mean, a lot of them got a lot of kills, but there was a lot to kill. But yeah, nice spread between the infantry. And then we have the Welsh over here who really suffered, took a lot of casualties early on and couldn't turn it around. 404 though with some spears, which is pretty impressive. But I wonder, was he killing like archers? Like, what was he killing? But thank you guys so much for joining me on another epic battle. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you next time on the battlefield.